Today I have the king of Microbrands in for review. Now that isn't something that I claim this brand to be. This is something that fellow enthusiasts call this microbrand, because this is my first experience with this watch brand. Today we'll be taking a look at this brand new GMT release by Zelos. Can it live up to the high expectations, or is this just another microbrand that's all hype, no substance? Let's find out. I've wanted to review a watch by Zelos for ages, but they're so expensive on the secondary market and they're near impossible to get hold of at retail because they sell out so quickly. So I'm sure you can imagine my excitement when Zelos got in touch asking me to review their newest model. So I do get to keep this watch, but all views and opinions are mine. This is the Zelos Mako GMT. Now I have the vintage black version, but there are also 5 other versions available to choose from. Now I specifically asked Zelos to send me this black version, just because I thought it was going to be the most popular because it's kind of the most versatile of the lineup. I'd probably say that the Meteorite is the best looking, but this vintage black is also beautiful, come on. Now obviously Zelos is not going to let us down in the spec department. They've been making watches for years now, so obviously this watch does come with a full 316L stainless steel construction. Now the finishing on the watch is fairly utilitarian, but it has been done to an extremely high standard, probably the best finishing that I've seen from a microbrand watch. The upper lugs feature a brushed finish and so do the case sides, but there is a polished chamfered edge that runs along the side of the case. I'm also super impressed with the finishing of the bracelet. It features a vertical brush on the center links, a vertical brush on the outer links, but then there's also this polished edge running along the side. So although the majority of this watch is completely brushed, it still has that kind of wow factor because those polished edges really do pop and give the watch a little bit of flash. Now covering the dial on this Zelos is a boxed dome sapphire crystal with anti-reflective treatment. It's definitely blue AR treatment because you can see the little hints of blue on the outer dial when light touches it. Now the bezel on this watch is insanely good. It features a 60-click 24-hour ceramic bezel, and I describe the colour of this bezel as like a gunmetal grey. Now it's hard to tell at a glance, but this dial is actually textured. Under macro footage you can see the slight grain texture. It is very hard to see with the naked eye, but occasionally you will see it in bright environments, but the whole dial has been executed to such a high standard. I'm just so impressed. Now these are applied indices and they have a polished surrounding, so when the light hits it they just pop out of the dial. It's incredible. Now of course, because this model is called the vintage black, they have gone for that faux patina look, and usually when a watch brand uses faux patina it means that the lume suffers, but the lume on this watch is ridiculous. It is without question the best lume that I've experienced on a microbrand watch. So we have C3 Superluminova on the hands and indices, and then we have BGW9 on the seconds hand, the GMT hand, and the bezel markings. The low light legibility is insane and it just looks awesome, and I'm really starting to see why so many people love this watch brand. Now this is a dive style GMT, so we do have a screw down crown and a screw down case back, and again Zelos' expertise in this field has led them to a 300 meter water resistance rating. The signed crown also features lume, and the case back even has this super cool shark motif. Now of course, when microbrands create a GMT they have 2 choices when it comes to the movement. If they want to make an automatic, they can either use the Seiko NH34 or they can use the Miyota 9075. Zelos decided to use the Miyota 9075 true GMT movement in this watch. I think a lot of collectors consider the Miyota a better movement because it's a traveler's GMT rather than an office GMT. You also get a smoother sweep with the seconds hand over that Seiko movement. Now one area I am so impressed with is this clasp. This might just be my new gold standard now when it comes to clasps on affordable watches. The milled lower and upper is fantastic quality and just feels super premium. However, it's this spring-loaded on-the-fly adjustment mechanism that is just blowing me away. It is just so easy to use and feels a step above what other brands are offering at this sort of price. And this bracelet is adjusted by screw pins, and we even have quick release spring bars on the lugs. However, because of how good this bracelet is, I highly doubt you'll be wanting to swap this out anytime soon, trust me. Now in terms of size, this Zelos GMT is coming in at the perfect to most 40mm case diameter. The lug to lug is a nice compact 46, which is going to work for a lot of people. There are positive end links on this watch that do extend the lug to lug slightly, but they do shoot down towards the wrist, so they don't add much in terms of the wearing experience. Now this is a chunky boy coming in at 14.5mm, but it certainly doesn't feel or even look that thick. Now 2.5 of that millimeters is coming from this dome sapphire, so I'm guessing that's why it doesn't feel so thick when you're wearing it. Now I don't usually mention the unboxing unboxing experience because who really cares? But this watch comes in a 3-slot leather watch roll, and the quality of that roll is ridiculous. And a watch roll of this quality would usually cost around $100. Now the prices of these watches are slightly different depending on which version you want. The version that I have is $529. The most expensive model, the Meteorite, is $629. Now I've been incredibly complimentary about this watch, and that's just because it's genuinely incredible. But just for a balanced review, I will offer you a couple of negatives. Obviously 14.5mm is a little chunky, but we do see a 300-meter rating over the usual 200 from other brands, so somewhat understandable. Although the crystal does feature AR, it's not perfect, and I have seen much better in the past. And that's it. It's a near perfect $500 watch. What else can I say? I can see why these watches sell like hotcakes, and I can certainly see why some may call this the king of microbrands. If Zelos charged $800 for this watch, I still think that that would be a fair price. I have been warned by Zelos that some of these models will sell out quickly after launch, so if you do like one specific model, you might need to be quick. This Zelos GMT is going live at 3 PM UK time this Monday. You'll find a link to this Mako GMT in the description. 3 PM UK time, Monday. Subscribe, like the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now, guys.